minded at all. And the Killjoy has been reduced in effectiveness, I think, with the amount of breaches we're seeing on this map. I mean, we saw it a little bit yesterday in the XSET guard game, but obviously some big missteps from that specific Killjoy as well.
Sentinels decide they want to go knocking towards B. You see the early bit of utility dropped out from Raucus. Should give them room to work, or excuse me, from Shaz. And yeah, that's going to get him in. But great delay. He isn't able to get the spike down. Baby Bay comes Ferrari peeking around the corner because, of course, why not? How much more can he find? Nope. That's all it's going to be. The spike gets planted. Hens activates the dash. His kill is just kind of corrupt all over the place. Shaz is weathering everything thrown his way. And it's Fly who's left in this 1v3. Both Shaz and Dapper are weak here. So this isn't entirely impossible. On the tap. Gets it to half. That's all it's going to be. Pistol goes in favor of Sentinels.
Great round from Shazam. Gets 4 kills as well, but I think also the read from Sentinels is fantastic in this case. Sure, Baby Bay gets that first entry on the re-aggro outside of Garage. But everything from then contained that push so well that the B site was not threatened whatsoever while they could re-rotate into good post-plant positions. The A flank didn't work out either. And I think that's a protocol I've seen out of Faze already now on these B hits on pistol rounds. So when you saw how well prepped Sentinels was against the Neon already, I mean, it clearly worked a lot on Fracture, but it's just a hard thing to deal with when it's Baby Bay on the agent. They still were ready for the types of things that they were throwing out.
See if they're ready for this, as it's just Dicey down C long. You see the ore being farmed, looks away. Surely you check that, right? He only is able to get one. Dapper trades that back out. And with the spike now down, Faze, they still have some numbers. But I mean, Raucus has a Bulldog too, man. They spent some money.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them unless they can get a smoke down and really pressure the backside. And doesn't look like it's going to happen just as it goes, so open for exits at this point.
They want to go, no reason not to go, right? Yeah, you see them start to work their way out. The thing is, literally all of Sentinels have decided they want to take this at a long distance fight, and well, for good reason.
It's not planted well.
Oh no. Oh no. What is the... Okay.
One enemy remaining.
I'm going to let you talk through that one.
No, I'm just going to mute my mic again. That's shocking. That smoke as well didn't really do the job that it was supposed to. I think maybe a little far to the left there where, again, the plant just not far out in the open enough. They're spamming the wrong spot. Look at that. Superman finds an angle, finds a gap, and Fly body blocks it too, so they think they get it down. Unbelievable. That's the first thrifty, too, of the series, and it happens because they just defuse. Like, what
is it with you when stolen defuses on Haven this weekend? That's the second one. Baby Bay pushing aggressively. Look at how much A long control they have, but I don't know that they know that Raucus is there. He's going to be able to get to safety, though. And boy, they made sure that he was not in that cubby anymore.
Interesting part is they still have plans after losing that round. Ken's very careful in the peak, though. Still challenging Dicey.
Dang. Nice. All right.
That's some great stuff, too, from him to get on top of the box, get the angle. He just needs one shot. Dicey needs to hit the head.
Baby Bay having to get away. You've still got Tens who took a lot of space mid. You see him tucked up towards B to cut off rotations. It's really interesting here, but he only has 30 HP, right? You can't expect him to necessarily be the tip of the spear in a beaten and battered situation like this.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a box to jump up on either to break the crosshair placement. Just critical in that first engagement.
Clean shots out from Dapper. Still plenty of strength in numbers, and now you see 10 start to lurk forward. But they're rotating out. Sentinels are gone.
Still. Oh no. That evens things out, I think. Dapper's going to go for something a little bit more, try to make it look like it's still hitting here, but the hit really is on this site.
I don't know that they buy it either. You see him a little bit scattered, but they had already left A. Now they're going to be able to approach us from both C side and A side. This Poise is the one. It's going to be pushing it from Link. Rock is able to take care of Fly, and there it is. There's that flank that I was just talking about, a 2v2 here. The spike is down. Do they have any util? They have a fault line, but that's it. And now there's smoke to provide some cover. Superman doesn't have much more. Cheeky defuses this time around. It's going to have to be all the gunfights, and the gunfights go in favor of Sentinels as they get to 2.
That's some good stuff from Sentinels there. That rotation just in time to get the spike down. And even though they lose the first engagements and lose the site, ultimately Raucus and Kempeki fall after Kempeki plays anti-flash and the flash doesn't come. It's still so good on the recovery on the backside of this. There's no utility really from Faze to flush out the spots that that Dapper and Shazam are playing from. So they recover and force another eco. The eco that should have been from Faze, I think, here.
A little behind forecast, but you're right. Early flash. No info gathered. We got to remember again, Faze have nothing as far as guns. A couple of shorties, but well, I say but. I mean, it's Faze, right?
And Superman can play through his smoke, and Baby Bay can just get in some ice face. So these are really, really important things to try to consider as Sentinels. And I think they've considered wisely. Let's not go garage, most importantly. And I think Shazam has been holding this angle the entire time. So next point of call is, let's probably not go short.
They've left Dapper behind to see if there's any flank coming through. And man, you're right. Look at how carefully and how slowly they're playing all of this out.
Yeah, they really are concerned about shotgun angles there. Tens goes over top. That would have been very difficult.
30 seconds left.
That smoke is a lot of misdirection here from Superman. But thankfully, Tens and Dapper clear it at the same time. Well done from them. And nothing gained from that from Superman, unfortunately.
Dapper drops an alarm bot to cut off their rotations, and Superman's... No, actually, they are going to rotate all into it. That's going to give the position away, and he's got a Vandal waiting on the other side.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Now they're going for exit. Surely there will be no defuse, right? Surely.
They've now got 3 members of Sentinels, trained on what should be coming their way, understanding they've got a heck of a fight on the other side of this smoke, and first round's already gone in favor of Tens as Flya gets his wings clipped, not able to get much more. And of course... yeah, Baby Bay.
I like it.
I respect it.
Absolutely, you got to. And part of the reason why, I mean, he was so exciting to watch last week in their game against Cloud9 on this match specifically is stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And either way, they all needed to die. You saw a couple people go down to the spike, so no gain on the actual site side on the exit success. Either way, now we get back to what should have been the first gun round. And this time, look at Sentinel's bank. So honestly, losing that round with the amount of players that survived kind of has bolstered them in a sense. Meanwhile, Faze is really on the back foot economically. And at this point in the half, that's something that you want to start to try to get under control as well.
I'm sure this is exactly how Sentinels drew it up. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Early knife. Jumps in. He's going to have to reposition. Yeah, not able to get the spike down. The thing is, that opener on deploy is just going to buy them some time. The Rolling Thunder to clear things out as 10 dashes forward, and Baby Bay gets 2. Greets the aggression with some of his own. He's still on the other side. The flash. A shot. He's still alive, though.
2 pieces of utility there. Just slightly missed the Rolling Thunder from Shazam. Doesn't catch Baby Bay, and then that flash too doesn't catch Flya.
First flash. Dapper. Stands strong. Dapper gets 2. Dapper gets 3. I thought for sure he was a dead man.
That is so well played from them. The crossfire, and Faze had no spam, no utility sent in his direction, and you kind of had to. There was just a flash.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, just that delay, and I'm not even sure if it got him. It could have been blocked by the wall, something like that. Slow motion. Yeah. That's really good for Dapper, and look at it, 7 and 1. So let's
play. Let's play.
Let's just continue to see what Dapper can actually bring on the chamber. I think at this point, because honestly, as Dicey falls, we haven't seen this map from Sentinels yet this group stage, which is crazy to me because it's one that they go for so often. Baby Bay trying to get to outside of this door. He does.
Made his way through. He's got the ultimate. He's taking care of Shaz. Hens waiting just on the other side of the smoke.
What a TP.
See if he drops. Chooses not to. Oh, there he goes.
There.
He comes out.
Side already. Oh. I thought it was a heads-up play from Marcus because he saw the opportunity, and this is the coach experience in him, seeing how many players, just counting on his fingers. Yeah, we've seen how many? 3 utility pieces. He's probably open. Let me just TP. And then Baby Bay is almost there in time to receive it, which is times. And they found a little bit of success, but Shazam and Sentinels have called against it pretty well down the line.
Oh. And the relay bolt hit too, but Hens hit his shots, and that's all she wrote.
Trying to combo up the relay bolt with the stun. I think Baby Bay thought it was clear. And
Gun here.
yeah, that's clearly an improv strat. Trying to use the fact that they've gone out with the wall multiple times and a couple of flashes, and this time just opting to dry swing with the stun instead. A good idea, but the execution, obviously, was completely awry. We might start to see Sentinels run away with this.
It's early enough to where this would be around the time the Faze make adjustments, and Dicey again misses that up shot. Can he land the second one? Yes, he can.
He can't TP out.
Yeah, he's just out of range of his rendezvous, and Raucus, what was that? They pinch him in. Dicey has nowhere he can go. Superman falls too. Boys, perhaps he can do something here. He's got the Seekers. No, he can't either. Sentinels just roll through Faze.
That is such a cool TP from Raucus as well, knowing that Dicey is trying to TP out in that instance, but no command stops him, so all he's doing is focusing on his shots. Thankfully, that's an actual op and not a tour de force. He would have been just dead to rights in that case. But what a counterplay. Recognizing, hey, Dicey is playing this long position. He hasn't TP'd yet. Let's just ult him. And Dicey can do nothing. Raucus with the TP is just the icing on the cake. Now they've put the tour de force down long C, and it looks like they're actually just going to fight in A lobby like I was talking about the potential before. Baby is already up there.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've seen this look from them too already.
He's aiming at it. Great pick from Dicey. Awareness. The Omen's back, and we haven't run into any pressure thus far. Let me just have my teammate hold everything else. I'll swing the angle that is most likely to be held.
Spike dropped.
Oh, Dicey's going to get a chance at more. He needs to come online for Faze if they want to fight back into this, and he's already gotten 2 on the round.
Teleport's ready.
Chamber duel going his way this time.
Nice flash peek for Tens.
Yeah, but they are stubborn. I'll give them that. To move
Knife is
Tens
back.
into a position to try to duel this out is crazy.
The knife is back up from Kempeki right now as well. But Dicey in a safe position. Safer than the long position from last round, so still such a target because that's the tour de force gone. Kempeki getting up really close, and I think Dicey's in trouble here. He dodged it.
Tries to get away.
30 seconds left.
That's going to cause a problem. The flash, and he instead goes deeper into the belly of the beast, not understanding there are 2 members just on the other side of this. But Dicey's able to get 1. That's all it is. Kempeki trades it back out. Now it's just poised and Flya. The thing is, Flya has this rolling thunder, but do they fully invest? Do they go for the win here?
Especially after his first kill, all the way in the back of sight, Shazam is.
Yeah, perhaps at this point they save it and just play the chances that they can win this out without it. The flash goes a bit wide, and Shazam falls as they're going to get the defuse.
Mimi talked about how good and patient Faze was in certain situations. Here, I think it's the opposite, right? Yes, they win the round. Dicey had an opportunity to fall out of that. Yes, he gets the kill on the 10th, but honestly, a lucky kill. That was kind of an accident on the back. He was shooting at Kempeki. And then secondly as well, Fly there in that last 1v2, or the 2v1 against Shazam. Shazam's backside, trying to fight against him. And trying to isolate that fight, but Fly just wants to take it. And sure, he has to close the distance, but Poison's still nowhere near, so a little bit of a problem with that, but either way, cleans it up. And that was Dicey on C-Long, really causing an issue. This time he's going back over towards the A push, and there's a lot more players here to set up with him.
He's taking some space down long. Again, note he still has that operator.
An interesting note here I've just heard. 10's got the first blood. 4 rounds in a row, round 3 to round 7. Unbelievable.
Interesting that they don't use utility to try to clear that out. Instead, they just let him get the plant down. The Rolling Thunder comes out to try to create some space, but do they take the fight to their door? No, they wait on the other side of smoke because he's going to stick the defuse. Not again! Not again!
One enemy
And
remains.
Baby Bay just cleans everything up as well. Dapper on the long flank. While the spike already defused, they also got the guns down as well, chipping away at Sentinel's bank. I can't believe this. I mean, we're a curse, Doug. That's now
We really are.
2 rounds so far where it's just been stuck. Freaking believable.
And honestly, I was so surprised. Flya doesn't use his aftershock to deny the plant. So
Yeah.
it's almost like they're comfortable. Yeah, go ahead and get the spike down. We're going to Rolling Thunder and then try
You're
to blitz our
absolutely
way into the defuse.
Get out of my way.
Hands with blades this round. A cloud burst avoids any sort of flash. As he tucks into his own, and yeah, Dicey's not going to win that duel out. But Baby Bay will.
How did Rock? Oh, Rock's TP'd up heaven. Gets away as well.
It's almost like Sentinels are trying to give Faze a bit of their own medicine. The pace with which they've played some of these attacking rounds has been astounding.
And 10's again with the first kill on a Dicey that time too.
Dapper. First couple of shots go awry. Flya, a whole lot before him. Ultimately falls as Sentinels get to 7. That was fast, Bala.
Yeah, it is, and I'm just considering right now. 2 rounds that Phase have won have been because of ninja defuses with multiple people up. Not ninja. I mean, obviously, it's nothing sneaky about it. They're just going for it. Brute force defuse, you might say. And then every other round, there's the one that Flya and Poised end up clutching against or winning against Shazam. The 2 versus 1 on the C site because Dicey does a little bit of magic.
First.
But everything else they're losing. Nothing working for Faze here.
That'll work. No command used. In response to 10 dropping the Rolling Thunder 2, do they push forward? Oh, it might not matter as Flya gets 2. He greets the aggression.
Spikes
And now
down,
this,
side
yeah,
B.
exactly. It's in the middle of nowhere. And Sentinels are not in a position to be able to easily get it. Shaz walks right into Dicey's crosshair.
Last player standing.
Well then,
That's
this was a round.
I like
Prime
that.
Gaming flawless round.
Yeah, and again, that's 10's not
Last
getting that
round
shot
in
onto
the half.
Dicey. It feels like it's a dueling battle between these two. Again, I want to bring back attention to that streak that he had. Nice shot from Dicey. The 4 first kills, and then the round prior, he also got that one, and they end up winning the round. He's such a pivotal instrument in this. He do it.
He did. He did. Yeah, he did. Of course he did.
We need Baby Bay in.
Yeah, we
this
do.
league. We really need him in this league.
He's got the ult here too. Relay bolts. It's just him though. It's pushed off. You've got Flya who held onto that fault line, but at this point, they've already passed through. Any sort of dump of utility into A main is going to be a bit late. It's going to be a bit wasted.
He's got the dash.
Superman still up top. Baby Bay wins that duel out. How much more can he find? Superman goes entirely unchecked as he's gotten 2 on the round. There's that ult out from Baby Bay.
One enemy
Of Shazam
remains.
in a world of hurt. He's so freaking weak. 25 HP. And 1 is all it's going to be. Baby Bay cleans things up at the end. Sentinel.
Okay, so that's a great point. Now we'll see if they can keep up that speed, that aggression that they had on Fracture. And so far, it looks exactly like they will. That's a stun. That's Baby Bay continuing forward. Oh my goodness. And he continues there even. But Dapper's still in the back of sight. This is very hard to deal with.
Oh, not able to land that shot. Boy swings out, gives him the business as the kills continue to go back and forth. The 2v2 here as the spike still has to get picked up. 1 minute left, and they haven't cleared him out. This is such a good setup here from Sentinels. That would have required a collat, some sort of miracle of madness, but Raucus gets 3 at the end.
That was, I mean, a little ridiculous from Baby Bay. to follow up that stun kill, I mean, that was a great idea. And then to push into garage, I mean, everybody tried to funnel their way through C split. But Sentinels just didn't even, I feel like they didn't even recognize what was happening by the time Baby Bay was coming through spawn. But they're like, oh, hold on, Baby Bay's in spawn. We kill him, and then they're still positioned to fight the C split, you know? They hadn't even tried to rotate at that point.
Faze bought up. 3 Stingers and a Spectre.
It's funny that Baby Bay's the guy who has the Spectre, not the Stinger. Forward. And that one kill. Similar execute, but nice nade from Kampeki. Baby Bay's 29 HP before this even starts.
Yeah, and there was nobody who was waiting on the other side of Link. So yeah, they've established B control, but they were looking for an early pick and they weren't able to find one.
I'm wondering, though, if this is going to be a nasty surprise for them. I don't think any bullets have been fired, so do they know that there's Spectres and Stingers on the other side waiting for them?
Oh, I think you're right. No bullet has been fired. So the surprise is still there. You can see they're expecting aggression. The thing is, are you expecting Tens to work his way down long? There's nothing there covering that. Now they know. Keep an eye on Tens. There's one Stinger. Yep. He shoved the Marshall into his ear. That was an absolutely filthy shot too.
That is brutality from Tens. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I mean, the surprise factor kind of nullified by falling back off of sight, don't you think? I mean, just a little bit. Because those guns, they got to get close range. Look at the shot. Not the first one. Second.
Now financially, well, we'll see. Okay, they can still buy. They can buy a little.
This is a little troll. Yeah, they can buy a little bit. That's 4 Stingers, no armor.
Yeah. Yikes. And there's where no armor becomes a problem. Flya still doesn't have any either. Dicey and Superman do. But, you don't really have a choice here except push into Tens.
One enemy remaining.
They're making something out of this. Flyer's found himself in a 1v2 and he should be able to upgrade a weapon. Oh, never mind.
I'm shocked that those trades were working at all, but
yeah.
I mean, these shooters work sometimes. And that's the 10th for Sentinels. And here's the problem, I think, with, you know, just that idea in general. Every single one of them had 4.3k. And while that might be enough for some agents to full buy, you're also not getting an op for Dicey. And he was using that on Fracture on these attacking sides, right? If you remember how they were pushing one side of the map and he was lurking up the other, trying to catch the rotates. On the other side, Tens has got his op on them, right? He upgrades from a Marshall pretty much. And it kind of feels a little bit like that first half, or the first half when they won that eco round. You remember how they were at a little bit of a disadvantage because of the way that the economy worked after that.
Do they check Raucus? No. Baby Bay just runs into his death as Raucus repositions. The flash shot from Kampeki doesn't peek around.
I just flashed all of his teammates.
I think they're gonna decide to re-aggress that. Yeah, there's no way in here. While Faze is flatlined. It doesn't look like they have anything to him.
Yeah, this is opening a can of soda and it's just flat. You just throw that away. Like this is go next. Again, they're saving at this point. They didn't get the spike down. Feels like they've only gotten the spike round down on the rounds that they went E, right?
Teleport ready.
Here. Here.
And they're forcing into it again. I mean, Lighter, like.
I mean, I guess at this point you're at so great a deficit that you need something.
I'm baffled. They're going into where it's only going to be 2 people here with the Rolling Thunder. It's going to be good, but Sentinels has a lot to retake here.
Yeah.
Like a lot. They've got the aftershock, many flashes as well. The only thing, they don't have the flank this time. And Faze has garage control, so this should work out for them.
We need to get a couple of kills here to see if this pays off. The flash up from Kampeki as he drops down and just destroys Baby Bay. No real shot at this thing. The Sentinels seem to land every single shot that they're taking right now. Oh, right. Tens dashes forward. The shorty comes out.
One enemy remains.
Superman Konpeki left in the 1v1, and Superman gets 3 to win that out, and they're gonna get the op. That was something.
But again, they're going into a banked up Sentinels right now. There's plenty of money here for them to buy. Plenty of money for Tens to get an op. And he's got the knives online too. Dapper's going to get the tour de force next round too. So even if they win this round, they're going into probably 2 more gun rounds in a row.
Last player standing.
And they almost all died there. Only Supermen survived, and finally they're able to scrape together some guns, scrape together the op. The tour de force is going to finally come online. Okay, so it might end up paying off down the line. I might eat my words here.
That's the thing, though, Ball, is down the line. It's a very short line we're talking about here. It's just 2 rounds away for Sentinels to put this thing away.
Good smoke from Raucus just in time. Of course, Tens kind of wants that angle, but you can see Faze wanted it just as bad. So they'll have to reposition Tens, get him into a different spot. Shazam has come over as well, relying on this trademark inside of B.
Faze cut noise. We saw him do it a couple of times on Fracture, but even with that, Sentinels still keep the 3 that rotated over to A. They keep them play.
Seeker execute. And that's right as Sentinels is running away from this. They think it's actually going to be a C hit.
And the thing is, there was no info gathered that the Seekers have to come from so far back because they hadn't taken short, they hadn't taken long. But they managed to get onto the site anyway. Spike goes down. You have Tens who's still playing up in heaven with that operator. The smoke has now been cleared. Can he find anything? Baby Bay in a cheeky little spot just on the other side. Tries to get away, not able to do so. That operator still in play. Whoa, what a shot out from Dicey. Numbers again in favor of Faze.
One enemy remaining. Team A.
And another round now connected for Faze. As Dapper not able to find anything in that last moment. Konpeki dies early there, I should say. Inside of that smoke, gets spammed out as Faze takes the site, and I think that really hampers the re-exec and post-plant retake from Sentinels, because that's a lot of utility from him gone. Don't think he got his nade down. Don't think he got his knife refreshed and able to be used at all. So the re-hit from Faze after they cut noise does work out nicely, but again, to go through this buy. Remember what I talked about. And losing the first kill, that's Dicey. Big part of these hits.
You see the benefit here. There are people with strong feelings against running a chamber and a jet at the same time, but you see in this moment for Sentinels the benefit from a financial perspective. They don't have to buy. They can still bring the Blade Storm and the Tour de Force into the round, and Shaz is able to do things like that to help out. Superman sticks the plan. He goes down into help, boys.
Chamber's gone as well, so Tens is coming on the flank with knives faster than any of them expect.
Rolling Thunder and the Paranoia splits up the site, and there's really no way that someone doesn't get hit by utility here. Tens has already gotten 2 on the round. Raucus gets the last. Sentinels get to map point.
That was the danger. And at this point, yes, they get the spike down. That's huge. I guess they converted pretty hard on the last round as well. Their economic situation is going to be interesting if they're going to cobble together buy after buy again.
You want to play? Let's play.
I think a big reason for Sentinels doing so well on this map is historically it's Tens' playground, man. A lot of these Jets in North America love this map. Tens, yay in the past. These are the guys that will drop 30 on this map if you let this game go to 13-11. Like, they will.
Ult used from Baby Bay. Tries to find some room to work with. Off of the fast lane and goes all the way around. He might get the timing. Yeah, he does onto Dapper. How much more can he find? The thing is, it's not a B hit at all. They try to take Garage as well, and Raucus is there to greet it.
Same strat that they ran in that pistol round, but slight adjustment. They go for the right side of the B execute.
Yeah.
And they just pair it with that C split, and Baby Bay doesn't go deep. Great stuff.
Dicey has to find another one here to try to put this thing away, but he has to reposition. Tucks down to Cubby. The nice thing is it's planted for him. But here comes Tens. Fire drops him. 2v2.
Sort of force for Dicey deep down long.
Yeah. Come on, Baby Bay. He's going to have a chance at this thing. Shazam is in a brutal spot here. How does he get this 1v2? Knowing there's a tour de force on one side, he's got to be able to land both of them almost instantaneously, and he's not going to be able to do it. Faze not quite done with Haven yet.
No, not at all. And actually, I've been talking about the decisions that they're making economically to get to this point. But you just mentioned the jet chamber combination. FaZe is the only team that I'm seeing being comfortable with this overdrive from Baby Bay as an actual weapon in a round.
Yeah.
And he's consistently finding kills with it.
Last player standing.
I mean, you compare it to somebody like Victor when they run the Neon on this map or any map, realistically, that's used as a speed boost. But Baby Bay, I mean, experience from Overwatch clearly coming through with the tracking aim, and he's just farming with it. And so that combined with the dicey tour de force as well, clearly an economic element to this composition as well.
They've taken A main control. They have short. And Sentinels gladly give some of the space back up. They don't have any ultimates here to work with on a retake or anything like that. Again, very similar. You see the Trailblazer goes through the fast lane to try to find some info, and that's all it is. The Rolling Thunder, the paranoia, but the nade is so good at delaying the advances of Baby Bay. You can see what he wants to do. Kempeki stifles it.
Cover going now.
Superman has put himself in a really bad spot. Okay, he TP's out. They have to call an audible. How do they actually recover here? I think it's just dry peaks.
They go
Doesn't
back
work
and
out for the
forth.
trade.
They still have B control. And it's just Raucus that's over at C right now.
So, but FaZe has a lot of room to actually plant in the back of sight and not have to go into regular positions here because Sentinels have given them that space. But they opt for the front sight plant anyways.
Well, they have window control, so perhaps they're leaning into Fly, being able to be the final line of defense if need be. And it may not get that far. There's 3 left on the side of Sentinels, poised. Just talking about him, he falls. 3v3 here. Superman playing on the other side of the smoke. Baby Bay still up too. It's just on to Raucus and Shazam. Shazam was able to take.
And lost. And Sentinels has had 3 of those maps. Out of 7 map losses. They've been up by 3. And that's what the scoreline reads right now. Again, it was much more than that, so that's that kind of irrelevant, but it does paint a picture of Sentinels being a team that struggles to close out games.
Raucus with the judge has tucks himself into C-Law and Cubby.
This way.
See if any poor, unsuspecting soul works his way that way.
I've got your trail.
See the Seekers use this again. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a B hit. One of the Seekers is actually going to push Tens off of long. But this had the sight. The hit is B for all intents and purposes. No question about that. As they just roll over Sentinels, they bully him off the site. Gun advantage on full display here.
One enemy remaining.
Should wrap this up too. And make this a 2-round game. I mean, that would be crazy for FaZe to bring this back.
They're getting close. Not yet, but they're getting, yeah, they're getting there. Prime Gaming Flawless comes through, and that, I think, as you see, I mean, you look at the economy right now, Superman only has 600 credits. So for FaZe to continue to have this comeback come through, those kind of rounds need to be as clean as possible.
Yeah, I think you summed it up. This game, FaZe has been balling on a budget. that is
One enemy remaining.
so acute, I think. And the interesting part is I think that budget is really starting to be bigger than Sentinels. They will bring in the op this round, but this starts to look like a must-win round.
Yeah, it kind of has to happen here, right?
Neither Dapper or Tens, unless this round goes crazy in some instance. If they lose this round, will have their ult for the final.
Tens pushed off the C-long angle. He has that operator in play.
So the big thing that FaZe is thinking about right now that Poised is thinking about as the IGL is how do we actually counter and do something against this null command that is up? Can we strike fast enough where it's not a factor? Or can we bait it out so that we can re-exit and make it not a factor ourselves?
Note 2, Raucus 1 point away from his ult. He had such aggressive ults in the first half. The possibility of him hitting some cheeky flank is not out of the question. You hear the null command was used. As Faze quietly make their way onto C, and it's going to be a 5v5 slugfest for the site here. Baby Bay trying to cut off rotations. First shots onto Dapper. Clean. Oh, Tens is on the flank, though. Is he waiting for it? No, he's not.
Oh, he just made a step. Oh, Baby Bay heard him. He just made a step. Meanwhile, the hit's about to come on site.
Duel on multiple fronts. Op shot misses. Baby Bay wins that out. Just 3 on the side of Sentinels. Konpeki gets one with the fragment.
There's a smoke up here.
Not like for long. Yeah, surely not like this. Are we really cursed? You see him spamming through. Konpeki's got a tap, not able to stick it all the way. Shazam's left in this 1v3 again, and it doesn't happen. Faze get to 11.
And remember what I said about the economy? Faze has a big chance right now. No ults available for Tens or Dappers, so those weapons need to be bought up, and it is already a little bit shambolic from a couple players. A Spectre from Raucus, a Sheriff from Konpeki. Surely you can buy a little bit more than that. Like, yeah, there we go. Light Armor Guardian. Oh, so Shazam has this Rolling Thunder. Now that's the key that Poise is thinking about, and I think he's making a great call right now. They're going to hit fast onto C, and they haven't really shown this look yet, but there's got to be something because this fast lane is so important and good on this site.
Remember, Shaz has his Rolling Thunder. He's on the opposite side of the map, though. There you see the utility cleared out, and this time the Aftershock to clear out top box. They've learned from their mistakes in the past. They've gotten onto C. You've got to remember that retake utility, though.
It's going to be super interesting because this time they kind of have to commit. It's a 5v5 retake, and they've got the Rolling Thunder. So where does Shazam use this? Right off the bat, inside his sight.
Note very quickly, Baby Bay did not use all of his utility. There it is. The fast lane comes out! Oh, and they've gotten 3! Just down to Konpeki and Tens was on the flank, and he's left in a 1v4. Surely, given the previous round, you're expecting this. It would have to be a Tens moment, and it's not, as Baby Bay gets 4, and we go to overtime. Balla,
Backs against the wall. This is where you expect Sentinels to be able to perform, but right now it's looking like kind of the same story from group stages so far in the first 3 weeks.
Dicey with the op. No armor. Wins that duel out.
It's always a tough decision as a chamber, too, because the utility you get when you buy an op is so minuscule. Oh. And remember, as this retake gets set up right now, as post-plant positions get assumed from Sentinels, the first half where Sentinels took the lead, 7-5, was off the back of first kills over and over and over from Tens. If they didn't get the first kill, there was only one round where they converted.
How do they get through this? How do they stop Faze? With the numbers that they have, with the utility that they have, you see it, the fast lane, the paranoia. Now they funnel in, and Sentinels just get rolled. Baby Bay is going to get the defuse. Faze are going to take the lead in overtime, and Balla, you've got to take me all the way back. When was the last time Faze had a lead on Haven?
Yeah.
Have they?
It's been, I don't think they have, actually. You're right, yeah. Because remember, they lost, what was it, 6-1 in the first half?
Yeah.
Got that
And then
defuse on the
7-5
eco.
half, yeah.
So this has been a long time coming, but right now Faze looks like a train that just cannot be stopped. And Baby Bay's the driver, engineer pouring the coal into the steam engine. This is so good from him. 28-17, and Dicey's starting to join him as well with those kills, those entries that he just got. And Poise has got a read on the Sentinels camp right now.
Remember, statistically, they're not as good on attack.
Every single round since they started their streak, which, by the way, was 7 rounds in a row for Faze to bring it to this point.
That's nutty.
There has been no response. This time, no. Dapper's here on the C site. He's not over towards A.
Raucus is here to help him, too. Paranoia is so good, and the swing out from Dapper, that's a pretty setup. How much more can they find? Dapper's gotten 2. He's got a shot at the 3rd, but the clip runs dry, and the shorty's not going to do it from that distance. It's a 3v3 for the site, Baby Bay. 61 HP, no armor to him, as Raucus flicks onto Superman. Baby Bay, still waiting, waiting. Oh, as he just narrowly misses the timing, and of course he goes forward, but Baby Bay falls. It's Fire. And Tens clutches that out with the filthy flick to take us to the 2nd round of overtime.
It for sure looked like Fly was going to kill him there. It for sure looked like that was game over. That position he had on top of Logs, but Tens is not done yet. Sentinel season hanging on by a thread, And this win, even if they survived this series, is not even the first, not even close to the first step that needs to happen. Yet they're hanging on.
Dicey with the op again. Shoot or shoot, but this time it goes in favor of Dapper. That's a big one.
Tens has to hold this aggression for Baby Bay and poise though and long. Here it comes.
The aggression from Faze is just almost expected by Sentinels at this point. They're able to trade it back, get a couple of key kills here. Keep it close. But Dapper seems to be done messing around with this.
And Fly very aggressive there after getting 1 kill already. Just re-peaks that entire time, but Dapper's going for more. 3, okay. I mean, I understand now. He has the ult. Take an angle, hold an angle. Great understanding, I think.
Again, Baby Bay takes his space, pushes his way forward, gives it back. No early contest short. Dapper swung his way forward. Yeah, and gives it back too.
I like that angle, but that's a tough shot, man. That's a tough flick when you're holding 2 window ends. If that was smoked, it'd be different.
He had the safety of the rendezvous, but you're right, that's brutal anyway. They're going to walk right into Tens' crosshair if they go forward here. The flash. Back on up. Oh, they want to go. Dapper's there. Tens with the spam through the smoke. Not able to find anything, and Baby Bay up close and personal gets it. Raucus and Shazam are the only 2 left. Neither team refusing to give an inch. Shazam and Raucus are making a run at this thing. It's down to a 2v2 here. Dicey gets the timing just right. It's on to the leader for Sentinels to win this one out in a 1v2 to avoid a 3rd round of overtime. Oh, and he's guessing wrong.
1 enemy remaining.
Whew. That first shot was clean, but the trap was just the crossfire. The trap, it was gorgeous by Faze.
Yeah.
Switching sides.
I'm
Overtime.
honestly shocked that it comes down to a 1v1.
Again.
Yeah. But yeah, that was much less winnable for Shazam, for example. And still, also, I think I'm shocked more so because it was the 2 brains of the team that fight back a 2 versus 4 and bring it to that stage entirely, right? But this fight from Dicey, I think a little too hard to get at. Now, back to the defense half for Faze, and remember, Tens on the entry right here. Dicey's been able to shut him down, specifically when he's played this position as well.
It's Dapper who's been able to fight back pretty well. See if he can find one here. No operator on the side of Sentinels, and again, Dicey using his. It's going to be another C-split. And it's just Shaz here this time. You got to remember, in the last round, it was 2 people here. This time it's just Shazam.
Fly has to get out of there. Dapper really toying with the idea of going for this, and he's taking down Tens.
Spike planted.
You know he's there. I mean,
One down.
you just spam that and flash it out. Dapper's gone. Now 5 versus 3 on this retake. Faze poised to take another lead in this overtime.
Can't use that.
Baby Bay still has all his utility, the flash, the fast lane, the paranoia, the fault line, the aftershock, literally everything thrown out. As Raucus manages to stay alive a little bit. But not long enough. You're right, Balla. Faze take the lead back.
Second lead of the entire map for Faze. And again putting
Switching
Sentinels
sides. Match point.
fate in their hands. Their entire season comes down to this. Their entire year could come down to this. I mean, LCQ implications are not even really thought of in my mind, because it's just so difficult to see and understand what any of this means down the line. So we'll see. I mean, this is it.
So, very quickly, FaZe like to aggressively take short, and they try to clear this out, but this time Tenz is going to be here with an op. This time, no fast lane, though. No early peek. I don't know that they know Tenz is there, and he lands the shots onto Poised. Repositioning, too, to try to find another. A flash in his face. He has to dash forward. Baby Bay has gotten his way into hell.
They've got great retake positions right now. They no flank coming. Tapper a little slow on his own flank. He's just actually just going to stick it. Tenz gets another pick too. This is starting to look really tough for FaZe to hold on to.
How has he done that? All eyes continue to go towards Baby Bay. He's already gotten one on the round. He's still alive. And he's still got a shot at more. They're keeping Sentinels back. There are only 2 that remain. It's all on to 1, 16 to 14. It's 7 a.m. FaZe just took down Sentinels and ended their year.